Joined by head coach Stephanie Flamini from Guilford College women's basketball. They were picked #1 in this year's ODAC preseason poll. Coach, talk a little bit about coming from last year into this season. You didn't win the ODAC title, but you got there to the ODAC title game, and you made an appearance as an at-large team in the NCAA tournament, won an NCAA game for the first time in several years, and then came up against another squad before exiting in the second round. Talk a little bit about that experience and what it's doing for this year's team.
It was a great year for us. We were picked 5th, I believe, last year to start in the preseason poll. And we stepped up. Everyone stepped up, and we played as a team, and very cohesive and, very determined. And those were things that really worked out for us. We saw the potential we had in some freshmen last year come out, and, of course, our junior class was great. And then we had some people mixed in. And then, of course, when you go to the NCAA tournament, it's getting that large bid is 1 of 20 teams and very difficult, so we're very proud of that and appreciate the people on the committee for getting us in there and fighting for us. And I hope we didn't let anybody down, because we did win that first game. It was a tough one. And then we played the national champion in the second round, which wasn't the best draw, but, it was a great experience.
Let's talk about your team coming into this season. You've got the majority of everybody back that contributed for you last year. So talk a little bit about how different it is to coach that type of squad, knowing that you don't have to do so much teaching, but now it's more refining.
Right. It's definitely, and reminding them of the little things that we need to do to win, and that's the key. It isn't as much teaching, but then at the same time, you do have to make sure they're paying attention to detail, because there is going to be a lot expected of them now, because they've been successful together, and they don't have to learn everything all over again. They kind of know the plays and how we run things, but now they just have to make sure they're fine-tuning everything. They did a great job in the preseason to get ready for practice, and then we're just kind of coming in and getting them molded, and it's a whole new ball game as far as every year it's different with the chemistry of the team. So we have some newcomers, and now we have to get the chemistry down, which is always a process.
When we take a look at your squads over the last couple of years, you've been able to see players grow underneath your mentorship and earn all-conference awards and earn awards greater than all-conference awards. Who has the potential to step out maybe this year and make a name for themselves in 2016-17 for you?
Well, I think Kevin Walters, she's a senior this year. I moved her position last year. She plays a guard post for us. We kind of tease her about that a little bit because she's not really, it's a 4-guard offense, but we call her a post. So we love to kind of, dig her on that. But she's done a great job of just being flexible for us, being a guard, being a post, knowing when to shoot the 3 and forcing a mismatch for the other team, or getting up the court quickly and getting a layup or whatever. But she's just had a great year for us last year, and I just think that she certainly could have been an all-conference player last year, and I think we're going to look to her to do that again. Lauren Ramsey was a 3rd-team all-conference, but she's really the most underrated player, I think, on our team and in the conference. She just does so many things. She's the glue that keeps us together. She can do anything you ask of her. She works very hard. Essence, I think, has a chance. Essence Abraham has a chance to get in there a little bit, mix things up in the conference as a possible all-conference player for us as a sophomore. She had a great freshman year, and if she can stay healthy, we expect her to do big things.
One place that all players had to adjust to last year was a pretty major, pretty significant set of rule changes, and that included moving from the traditional 2-half system to now 4-quarter system, which some of the new players won't have to adjust to because they play that in high school. Talk a little bit about your impressions on how the new rule changes affected the first year of basketball under that system.
I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. I really like going 4 quarters, having a little more time to adjust things in between each quarter and not just have to go into halftime and do everything. I thought the game was quicker, especially in the beginning of the year. I was like, wow, this is going really quick, which I like that. I like that there's a flow, that we're getting a little, I know people say with the quarters it ruins the flow of the game. I don't think it did. I thought it was great. I thought getting to half court at the end of the game, I know there was 2 seconds left, I think, in the opening tournament last year, and we got to advance the ball, and it was like 2 seconds left, and it was great to have that situation where we could still win the game and not have to go 90 feet or whatever, to score. I like the changes. I think they're positive. I hope we can continue to grow the game as we have and keep things lively.
We've talked about quite a bit with other coaches, I should say, that the excitement level for women's basketball has been high over the last couple of years, especially just looking at the last two championship games, coming down to the final shot 2 years ago, coming down to the final possessions with last season's championship game, which you happen to be involved in. Talk a little bit about what you see for this season, 2016-17, and if we have that same type of excitement on tap.
Yeah, I think the conference is really, always strong, and in every year it's a challenge. It's just you pick the top team, and then it's like, but what about this team, and what about that team? And I think about all the talent we have and the great coaches that we have in the conference, and it's never easy. Preseason polls really mean nothing because anyone can win, and everyone does such a fine job at recruiting and preparing their teams that, I just think it's going to be exciting. Again, I guarantee it'll be another exciting tournament at the end of the season, and whoever wins will certainly earn it.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining me today, and good luck this season.
Thanks, JJ.